Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services. There's a video on daily news and editorial analysis, which I'll be covering from the Hindu and Indian Express. It's the most important news and editorial of the day that is relevant for both prelims and mains examination will be discussed in this session. Let's get started with news topic list. Today is 21st of June. The first news is Australia seeks to revitalize Indo-Pacific ties. Second, Sri Lanka cabinet passes 21st Amendment. Third, cybersecurity is an integral to national security. This is what the Home Minister has said. Fourth, rare dragon spotted in Kerala for the first time. This would be again important for your prelims examination. And the last is an editorial at the center of job creations. Apart from the news and editorial discussion, at the end of this video, there will be MCQ based questions. These questions will be based on current affairs that will help you for the upcoming prelims examination. So without any further delay, let's get started. And if you are new to our channel, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, if you find this video informative and helpful, do not forget to press the like button. The first news of the day, that is Australia seeks to revitalize Indo-Pacific ties, something important for General Studies Paper 2 in mains, that is bilateral regional grouping and agreement, evolving India's and affecting India's interest. So the Deputy Prime Minister and Defence Minister of Australia is on a recent visit to India. And during this visit, before this visit, he had made a statement and said that India is one of the Australia closest security partners, right? And he noted that the government of Australia is focused on revitalizing the historical deep engagement with its partner across the Indo-Pacific. Not only India, but Indo-Pacific में और जो उनके members country हैं, उसमें भी ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने काफ़ी important भूमिका निभाने की कोशिश की. The Deputy Prime Minister is expected to visit India from June 20th to 23, this particular month only, right? Now, this is the first meeting after the new government in Australia. So this is the first high-level visit from Australia after the formation of new government, just 2 days before the Quad Leader Summit, which is going to be held in Tokyo. The defense and security cooperations between both India and Australia has been significantly expanded in the past few years, both as a bilateral and multilateral levels. So definitely these two countries are important partners in all important forums. Australia's stand on Indo-Pacific. Basically, India has been vocal about the transparency, comprehensiveness in terms of bringing peace and prosperity इन द इंडो पैसिफिक. और इंडिया ने ये अपनी सपोर्ट में बात रखी है कि ओपन, इंक्लूसिव और एक रेजिलियंस इंडो पैसिफिक की बात की है. सो इस बात से इत्तेफाक रखते हुए ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने अपनी बातों को क्लियर किया. दे हैव reiterated that Australia stand to work closer with India in support of an open, inclusive and resilient Indo-Pacific. So Australia is backing India, supporting India in its basically attitude towards the Indo-Pacific. The rule-based international order has brought peace and prosperity in the Indo-Pacific for decades in experiencing the pressures. Australia-India has looked forward for enhancing the defense pillars of our comprehensive strategic partnership. Now, India-Australia defense cooperations की अगर बात करें, there has been increased defense engagement between two countries, and they are now the part of various multilateral exercises which include Japan, India and United States. So to name them, one of the very important initiatives or a strategic forum is Quad, right? Quad एक बहुत ही important basically alliance है जो चारों countries के member countries को include करते हैं, which include US, India, Australia and Japan. So recently the two countries undertook the marine surveillance initiative in the Indian Ocean region. Precisely, I'm talking about India and Australia. And in this drill, according to the Indian Navy, there was PASA positioned aircraft and Russian Australian Air Forces which was deployed in India. So this is a cooperation between India and Australia in terms of defense cooperation. Now, Sri Lanka cabinet passes 21st Amendment, important for General Studies Paper 2 in mains, that is India and its neighborhood relations. For those all aspirants who have PSSIR as an optional, जिनके political science और international relation optional subject हैं, उन बच्चों के लिए इस तरह के topic काफ़ी ज़्यादा relevant है. Now, the Sri Lanka cabinet has recently passed 21st Amendment of the Constitution, which aimed at empowering Parliament और जो president की power है उसको curb करेगी, reduce करेगी, right? So the 21st Amendment is expected to annul 20A in the Constitution, which has given unfettered power to President of Sri Lanka, and this will also abolish the 19th Amendment that will strengthen the Parliament. राइट सो एक नई अमेंडमेंट लाई गई है जहां पे प्राइम मिनिस्टर को और वहां के पार्लियामेंट को एम्पावर किया जाएगा. What more about 21st Amendment? So the amendment is likely to reduce the power of president, right? और एक ceremonial positions के लिए president को बनाई जाएगी. And even it has been said that the key powers pertaining to the government would be lying with the prime minister, the same which is there in India. Additionally, the president would be required to act on the prime minister advice and even to determine the scope of functioning, and the minister would be appointed deputy minister, state minister जो है वो बिना कंसल्टेशंस की नहीं की जाएंगे. इससे पहले प्रेसिडेंट वाज द सोल अथॉरिटी टू टेक डिसीजन. इवन जो प्राइवेट अपॉइंटमेंट्स भी होती थी इंस्टीट्यूशंस में वो भी प्रेसिडेंट लिया करते थे. सो इट हैज़ बिकम समवेयर अ फैमिली बिजनेस फॉर द गवर्नमेंट. आई विल डिस्कस दैट ऑन द लेटर पार्ट ऑफ द वीडियो. तो आपको थोड़ी पिक्चर क्लियर होगी. Now, the president will be elected by the parliament for the term of 5 years that can be removed with a no confidence vote. So these are some of the changes that have been proposed under the 21st Amendment. The president will also lose power by dissolving the parliament at its will. And under 21A, the president will held accountable to the parliament. So these are some of the accountability, the necessary changes that has been brought in by the 21st Amendment bill. Amendment precedes 21st Amendment. कौन से इससे पहले अमेंडमेंट थी? 21st से पहले 19th Amendment लाई गई थी. This was brought in 2015. That has reversed by the Prime Minister, and it removed the power of the President to sack the Prime Minister at his discretion. Article 46 subclause 2 और Article 48 जो श्रीलंका के कॉन्स्टिट्यूशंस में है that was amended, and even it give more power to the President, right? तो ये सारी चीजें अब हटाई जाएंगी. The amendment has also restricted the president power to dismiss cabinet, which he was required to act on the advice of the prime minister. So now the whole and sole authority, more power would be divided between the prime minister and even the parliament. But if you say in a nutshell, जो सबसे ज़्यादा power होगी वो prime minister के पास होगी. Now, it was overturned in 2019. If you look back into the history, the background that how thing has evolved, तो 2019 में राजा पक्षे की गवर्नमेंट आई थी, and their family was basically one brother was a prime minister, another was the president, right? तो presidential election में winning के बाद उन्होंने बहुत सारी changes की, 19th amendment को scrap किया, and they have registered a landmark victory, after which they have changed the amendment, and that amendment was 20th amendment. So this amendment empowered the president to make key appointment in the independent institution as well. And it was after the passage of this amendment that the close family member of Rajapaksa brothers were installed in the key position. And it was being said that this is a family politics that is taking place in Sri Lanka, and that has also led to the detrimental economical effects and poor planning, right? Now, the other news, that is cyber safety is integral to national security, important for General Studies Paper 2, government policies and intervention for the development of various sectors and issues arising from a design and implementations. So, addressing the conference on cyber safety and national security, the Union Home Minister said that the central government is fully alert to deal with any kind of cyber attack. It's a statement coming from the Union Home Minister, and he categorically stated that cyber security is linked with the national security in a way. Now, if you look into this data, we'll be easily able to make out that what were the cases that were reported. Looking into way back to 2010, almost the cases that were reported, cybercrime cases, was 966. And for 2018, it has taken a toll, a sharp toll, which has now been 27,248 cases. These are the reported cases that has been even reported in the National Crime Record Bureau of India. Now, roadmap for the cyber security, government ने क्या decide किया है? The Union Home Minister said that many new dimension of cyber fraud will be seen in the coming days, and country will make many preparation with regards to the cyberspace security. And India's progress is not without the cybersecurity. So it is a time that we need to take strong measures in terms of giving a protections, in terms of giving the rules mandate for the cybersecurity. Both data and information are going to be a huge importance, economic importance nowadays. So government is planning to prepare a security and data of the informations. Cyber crimes की अगर बात करें, I have given you a data how it has taken a toll from 960 to $27,000, 28,000 approximately. So the issues of cyberspace is not new. Various kind of cyber crime has been reported, which include malware attacks, phishing, even critical infrastructure, data theft, economic fraud, child pornography, and other item that was being reported as a child crime, even for the overall cyber crime that was reported, right? There have been increasing trend in the cases that is reported under the cybercrime in our country. And the government of India in 2019 has registered 11 lakh complaints for different type. More than 2 lakh complaint of social media crime has also been registered. Now this is again an infograph to give you an idea. If you talk about the states जहाँ पे सबसे ज़्यादा cases report किए गए हैं, so this is number one is Uttar Pradesh, followed by Karnataka, then Maharashtra, Telangana, and Assam. Right? Total number of cybercrime has been increased to almost 50,035, 11% increase, 11.8%. And the rate of cybercrime, as per the population, it is 3.7% per lakh and 3.3%. Right? और ये कुछ डेटा है with regards to the crime reported with online banking, OTP fraud, credit card, debit card fraud, जो कि आज के डेट में काफ़ी ज़्यादा हो रही है. So make sure you are also taking care of all your OTPs. Do not share any of OTP with strangers, right? Fake news, cyber stalling और इस तरह की जो चीजें हैं, these were reported. Now, rare dragon spotted in Kerala for the first time. Important for General Studies Paper 3, Conservation, Environmental Pollution, Degradation, and EI. So recently, Autonet expert or Autonet basically are the person who study ornithology. ऐसे लोग, the branch of science or zoology that deals with the study of butterfly. तो यहाँ पे बताया गया है, दो एक्सपर्ट थे, अफसार नाइक एंड बिभू पेबाकचंद. दे वर स्पॉटेड स्पिनी हॉर्नटेल. So ये स्पॉनी है जो स्पिनी हॉर्नटेल है, दिस इज अ कॉमन नेम. इफ यू लुक इनटू दिस साइंटिफिक नेम, इसे कहते हैं बर्मा गोम्फस चोलेंकिनेसिस जोसी, राइट? और ऑर्गिल और सावंत, ये बेसिकली नेम्स हैं साइंटिस्ट के जिन्होंने इसको आइडेंटिफाई किया था, राइट? So it is simply known as B. chulensis, recently expedited in Koyattur forest in Kinnaur, right? So the species is known to be endemic in the Western Ghat and discovered in the Maharashtra earlier. So if it is being asked in examination, specifically in the prelims examination, that where it is endemic, the correct answer is Western Ghat, but it has also been spotted in Maharashtra. Now the new species has been separated from the congruence and making the lateral thorax in the particular shape and edges. I'll show you an image to make out the differences. How does the scientist make the difference about by looking into the anatomy and morphology? So according to the paper published by the talk, 181 autodent species has been recorded in Kerala. And this count to 182 species of B. chulenkiensis, right? So this is how the parts of the butterflies actually look like. If you're more interested in knowing the details, you can see this is a head, this is the thorax region upon which the scientists take a dig, and even they identify this is the abdomen region. I think these things are not important. If you're interested, you can take the screenshot of this image, and this was the actual image that was spotted or found, right? Now, looking into the editorial of the day, that is at the center of job creation, important for General Studies Paper 2, that is welfare schemes for the vulnerable section by the population for the center and the state, by the center and the states. And this is also important for General Studies Paper 2. In the same paper, the topic would be government policies and intervention for the development of various sector and issues arising from it, design and implementations. So I'll be discussing this editorial. First, the theme of this editorial is employment roadmap and some announcement that was made. What was the rationale of this? Employment trend, labor force participations के बारे में देखेंगे, role of private sectors and quantity versus quality jobs. So प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने रिसेंटली डायरेक्ट किया था कुछ मिनिस्ट्रीज को, सारे मिनिस्ट्रीज को, कि मिशन मोड में रिक्रूटमेंट प्रोसेस को स्टार्ट किया जाए and this should be completed within next 18 months, right? And it aims to boost employment जहाँ पे high inflations के बाद even for the post COVID recovery, it is very important that the employment should be given, because we have seen the highest number of basically unemployment rate in the past 45 years. नाउ अनाउंसमेंट की क्या रैशनल है, बेसिकली गवर्नमेंट ने 10 लाख जॉब्स के आसपास बात की है. फर्स्ट रैशनल इज दैट अ प्रॉब्लम कैन नॉट बी हिडन फॉर द पब्लिक डिस्कोर्स. दिस इज अ रियलिटी दैट अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट इज राइजिंग. Second, the private sector, especially the modern sector, services, manufacturing, are not able to create as number of job as desired, right? थर्ड, दैट इवन टेक्नोलॉजी की अगर बात करें, जो खास करके जो लोग एम्प्लॉयड है, या तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा हाईली स्किल्ड है या फिर वो एकदम ही लो स्किल्ड है. या तो सब कोई ऐसे इंडिविजुअल है या तो जो डेटा साइंस मशीन लर्निंग में काम कर रहे हैं, या फिर समवन इज सो लो दैट इज वर्किंग एज सिक्योरिटी गार्ड ऑल्सो. Third, that the Nehruvian scheme of development occupied an important place in the labor market. And fourth, the government has started the 2024 election program. So this is what the experts are of the opinion. This is basically a roadmap towards the political campaigning, because we have to see the election in 2024. Now, employment trends की अगर बात करें, the last year information on employment in the organized sector from the Directorate of Employment and Training, it shows that the company may be increasing registration across the threshold, but actual numbers जो जिन लोगों को employment मिली है वो काफ़ी कम है. Even the media report said that 85% of those aspiring to get job in the government vacancies, तो जो 10 लाख वैकेंसीज उसमें 85% तो सिर्फ गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट में, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के डिपार्टमेंट में, और सारे डिपार्टमेंट्स की क्या होंगी. सो दिस इज अ मिसमैच इन द डेटा दैट इज कमिंग, एंड इन दैट सेंस द प्रोनाउंसमेंट पॉसिबली डज नॉट indicate that 10 lakh new job would be there. Now, unemployment that falls in India, if you see into the lockdown, these are data, this is like 5%, then it has taken a toll up to 23.5%, and at current, this is at 11.9%, which is also higher. It should be below 6 or 6 to 5%. That is in sustainable numbers. But again, this is very high number. Labor force और work participation rate की बात करें, 10 lakh jobs creation need to be seen in the context of labor market. और अभी के कंटेक्स्ट में जो लेबर फोर्स और वर्क पार्टिसिपेशन है, दैट इज इंक्रीज मार्जिनली, बट अगेन द क्वालिटी ऑफ जॉब इज डिक्लाइनिंग. ऑन द अदर हैंड, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की अगर बात करें, नेशनल इनकम हैज डिक्लाइन compared to the 2018-19. Earlier it was 12%, now it is 10.9%. Again, the aggregate usual standard unemployment rate has slightly declined. Earlier it was basically 4.8%, and now it is 4.6%. Now, the current daily status of unemployment figure, internationally statistics की अगर बात करें, this is 7.5%, and employment share has increased for men and women. If you see, for men it was earlier 71%, now it is 75%. For women it was 55%, it has marginally increased by 2%, that is 57%. And all person overall, it from 68% to it has reached up to 71%. So this is for 2017 to 2021. Now, role of private sector is again very important, because this is a sector that employ a lot more people. So the private sector create job in response to the market forces while taking into consideration and even altering the technological development. We cannot rely on the projections कि employment generations by the gig economy is actually working. But again, insecurity is always existing in this sector. Project in the modern sector consume a lot of capital to generate very few jobs. And even for the instances, there have been report that Adani Group has invested almost 70 crore rupees, but जो जॉब क्रिएट हुई थी वो सिर्फ 30,000 जॉब्स मिली थी. तो जो इन्वेस्टमेंट है उसके प्रोपोर्शनल में जो आउटकम होनी चाहिए जॉब्स की वो काफ़ी कम है. फॉरेन डायरेक्ट इन्वेस्टमेंट एट दिस रेट is highly capital intensive, goes mostly into the manufacturing and non-manufacturing sectors. Basically, non-manufacturing sectors में ज़्यादा investments. Now, quantity and quality of job, that is a matter. So employment is not merely about the number or the growth figure. It has to ensure that we are concerning with the concrete need, and even जो enabling and creations of decent work, sustainable market force है उसे generate करने की ज़रूरत है, ताकि जो यूनाइटेड नेशन और इंटरनेशनल लेबर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की जो स्टैंडर्ड्स पैरामीटर्स हैं वो मीट की जा सके. The government should play a significant role soon, and even the government should re-establish a role in the principle where it could create a basically employment in the ministries, in the central public establishment, and even the employment generation program like मनरेगा, जहाँ पे budget allocations already काफ़ी कम है, यहाँ पे और एलोकेशन देने की जरूरत है, एनरोलमेंट यहाँ भी बढ़ाने की जरूरत है. मनरेगा हैज बीन सेवियर ड्यूरिंग द कोर्स ऑफ पेंडेमिक, and this is the reason the government has understand the potential of मनरेगा. If it is being asked in mains examination कि मनरेगा के इस potential COVID-19 में आप बताएं, तो you have to highlight that how things has actually helped, right? Now moving to the MCQ questions of the day. Before I proceed, just to tell you the answers of yesterday question. For first question, the correct option is C. For second question, also the correct option is C. Today's MCQ for practice: which among the following has been recently released COVID-19 Performance Index? Harvard University, Serum Institute of India, Lowy Institute, or World Health Organization? So do check it out for the correct option. Second is fourth edition of Feature Investment Initiative Forum was hosted by Sweden, Laos, Riyadh, and New Delhi. So do check it out for the correct options. This was all about for the daily news and editorial analysis, followed by the MCQ questions. If you have any other concern, you can let me know. I'll be more than happy to assist you. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.